Thank you very much.
Round 21 of the QuidFit British Touring Car Championship is coming to you from Knockhill in Scotland. It's the last race of the day for the touring cars, but a special treat. It's the last race of the season at this event for the Legends Series, the Elite Cup, and by popular request, we're covering it. Hello everybody, Josh Birch alongside with Josh T up here in the commentary box for the final of round 6 of the Legend Cars Elite Cup, and the final race of the day for the British Touring Car Championship coming up in round about 15 minutes time. But we sort of got asked to cover this, so we are covering it, JT, and so far it's been a fantastic day of touring car action. A lot of great intrigue of the races so far. Great Formula 4 race we just saw, great Porsche, and now 2 races left of the bill, this one and the running order as well for the final races. The cars are now on the track ready for the parade lap, so it could be a fun one, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is the final of the Elite Cup, which is the British Touring Car
Oh, and
2 rounds, and 28th of September at Alton Park, rounds 6 and 7 for the normal Legends Cars Championship, but this is the final of the Legends Cars Elite Cup, in brackets, British Touring Car.
And completely lost TV pictures up here in the commentary box, which is always the great thing to do just before the lights go out. So let's hope they are restored. It's David Heaton on pole position from James Newbury alongside him, row 1. Ben Mahoney and Matt Knight have withdrawn from the competition on the second row. Then it's Max Poleski alongside Chris Dewey. Then we get Nathan Anthony and Harry Musri alongside Mike. Never mind, let's go head over quickly to the world feed.
Followed by Stephen Traherne and Luke Simmons. Robert Barrable next up from Jack Parker, who leads the championship. Tyler Reid, third in the championship, and Will Gibson, second in the championship. That's the way they go. The grid for this is a total...
Yeah, sorry, I was getting an emergency flash up on the light boards saying there was some problems. Ready for the start then. The safety car pulls off. It's the last race for the Legends. The red lights are on. We wait for the green. It's a rolling start procedure. The final of the Legend Cars Elite Cup is go! Lights out, we're racing! And it's a good start down towards turn 1 from Heaton as well. Look at the 17 of Mahoney coming through on the inside line. He's trying to try for the lead. There's a contact from the back as well with the 25 car. Gibson, of course, who won the previous race earlier on, has been sent down to the back. 4 wide through now into McIntyre's. And it's Heaton leading from Newbury in second, Mahoney third. And everyone moving up a position, but Gibson down into last place right at the back in the Lightning McQueen livery as well for the back for Reid.
On the grass, going up through the black circle chicane, one of the winners of the last race at the back, trying to make their way through this 21 driver strong field. Through, up we go, through the left kink and then up towards the Taylor's hairpin for the first time. And look at that gap that the 1-2-2 of Dewey has done. Lock up for Dewey in towards the final corner, and there's a little bit of a slide from the number 12. And contact in towards, and that's involving Simmons.
I was on board with Parker as well, who leads the title in the Elite Cup as well. He stands to win if he can do it here today. 250 points on the board for a race when he has 100 lead, and that is Ollie. Ollie's off the track.
That's the driver who had the contact with, and was also involved in the turn 1 incident with
Ollie Shulip.
Simmons.
Yeah, Ollie Shulip's down and out of the race then as well. I think his brother's still in the race though earlier on in this as they go through. But the Legends already having a bit of a sloppy start. What?
Yeah.
And
that is the 78 of Heaton, who was the pole sitter in the gravel.
Well, David Hegan in the 78 is now going to be causing, presumably, the safety car to come out. Anthony's up to 3rd, Bird in 6th. Barrel Bowl is, that's Peter Barrel Bowl up into 10th position. As they all come through, 2 barrel balls in this one as well. No sign of the safety car.
2 barrel balls, 2 slops, and 1 cell, 2 if it's a Saturday.
Yep, it always gets confusing as we ride back on
And the marshals, it's a local yellow on the exit of the Taylor's Hairpin, as I just saw a massive group of marshals pushing the number 9 of Ollie Slot into pit lane.
Ollie's out of it then, down to 20 cars as they file through McIntyre's once again. And that's Anthony who's moved up as well, with Papa Lewinsky as well. He's come back up into 2nd position as well. And just seeing in 10th position as well. Michael Schuller has moved up in position. Mahoney's down to 11th place. They're jockeying around like crazy. And look at that from the number 6 as well. That's Reed back up into 15th. He was last on the opening lap.
Yep, it's double yellows through the black circle chicane, as that is where Heaton's car is, as it's 3 wide with a little bit of a lock-up in towards the hairpin, and we're about to complete
safety
lap
car, surely.
3 of 12, and the 78 car is driver Heaton getting out of the car. Now, you would think it's a safety car, but this is Legends Racing, Josh, and they're a little bit more lenient with the safety cars and the red flags. So we're going down to that part of the circuit now. The driver is in safe, so that may just be caused because there's a spinner there. And that's the leader of the Elite Cup!
And that is Parker sent backwards. The championship leader is back for the Elite Cup. Jack Parker is just now, he's been sent to the back. Now that's down into 19th place. That's going to change the championship dramatically. So that's going to put, I believe, trying to have a look at the standings for this. That's going to change the championship order and put Dewey back up there with the lead of the race. Suddenly back into contention of things. Oh, this is a fun little battle. That 5 for 12.
And here is a replay of it, Josh.
Yeah. So he's going to get tagged by the 2 car of Newbury. Yeah, I don't know what Newbury was thinking there. Just tried to turn in when Parker was still there. Like it was no way to go. So Parker's on the inside line. Look, why did he do that?
How many points do we get for a race win, Josh?
250 points for a race win.
Okay, so yeah, that has thrown it on its head.
So it's completely changed the points paying systems now in the Elite Cup. Heaton is officially out of the race, so we're down to 19 runners. Parker's down there, and look, I'm amazed right now by Reed, who's back up into 9th position after starting this race last on the grid. And now we're seeing Bird go around the outside of Dewey into the last corner here at Taylor's Hairpin, late on the brakes, and gets in, up and spin, round goes Anthony. So, is he going to be collected by anybody? There's a bit of dust. No, double yellows around. Anthony's been spun round. So, it's Dewey, Bird, Bealey, Barrowbold, Bridgman, Reed, now down up into 6th position. And Anthony's been sent back as well. That changes the championship too.
He did that all by himself. He just took it way too wide, way too much speed, going in towards the hairpin as we're halfway through this final.
There's Peter Barrowbold up into 3rd position. He's got ahead of BT as well. Oh, hang on, the 32's put gravel all over the track. Does a 360. He's got a loose rear right wheel cover. So already backwards. Hang on, the 29's just got going again. So that was the 32 of Pooley, who was running in 11th position. Now been spun round, down to 17th in the field. So that's changed again.
This is exactly like a NASCAR shell. It is literally just bodywork. The shell's completely fine, but it does cause some issues when there's debris all over. It is tougher, and it is made of a tougher material than NASCAR shells, but it is still, as you can see, the 122 who's under pressure, and the lead goes away, and he jumps over the curb. You can see his front bumper has broken on the front left-hand side, but the lead goes over to Bird as Dewey locks up once more and nearly goes in the gravel, and he does go in the gravel. Yeah, touching that gravel, and I'm not to be surprised if he takes 2 wheels at some point in this one as well. Avoid the sausage curbs in these Legend cars, otherwise they really do spin you up quite hard. And let's have a replay. And when these flip, they slip, and I won't be surprised if one of these roll on the curb or have.
Yeah, you're right. Real great lock for Anthony as well on the 29. Now, this is Gibson making his way up the inside of the 32, and Gibson's going to go through. Is the 32 going to get a tap as well from the 12? No, he got a tap from Gibson and got off wide at McIntyre's.
Yeah, with the legends, think of anything in motorsport, it has probably happened.
Yeah.
A car somersaulting 7 times in the air. Yep, that's happened, and I was there.
You were standing right there. I remember at Brands Hatch as well. Down at Paddock Hill Bend, just before we went in there for a race. Oh no, just after race 3 actually at Brands Indy last year. JT was standing right there on the start line crash accident, which red flagged the race last season as well. And we'll both be trackside at Brands Hatch for the Grand Prix, the end of the season. In 3 events' time. Now, off the track again. I can't believe there's only Donington, Silverstone and then Brands left of this touring car season. It really will come up quite quickly. The 2 events, of course, one in August, one in September, and one in October. As up the inside, the 88 of Barrowbold takes over from Reed in the Lightning McQueen 6, and the 88 goes back through. Can the number 6 Lightning McQueen livery car get back through the Rusties? Trying to come back side by side, passing the 1-2-2 Dewey across the line, like 9 or 12. Down towards Duffer's Dip at turn number 1. The 88 defending the inside line. Lock up from Bird just ahead. Keeps it through the track. The 68 slips through Bridgman, passes Beatty in the 85 as well. And that 1-2-2 has now dropped down to about, 5th position for Beatty now? Yeah. And Barrowbold up into 2nd place. Dewey's up to 4th. Bird's down to, the other Bird. Hang on a minute. That's Bridgman up into 5th position, passing Beatty. BRID on the 4-letter initials up here on the ITV screen. He's up 10 places actually, is Bridgman. Bird leading this race though, and now around the outside, Reed's going to have a go on the 88 of Barrowbold. And Barrowbold's going to go very, very late. Reed's going to come back through on the inside line, sliding out the rear. That's perfect, side-by-side action. These have been more exciting than the touring cars this weekend. Really have, the legends. They've given us some cracking action. That turn 12. And Reed's up to 2nd, Barrowbold 3rd, Dewey's up to 4th with Bridgman down to 5th. Beatty's coming back through on the inside line. No, Bird is 1.5 seconds away. Unusual for a Legends race to have that closeness at the front. Where is Parker in 17th place as things stand? But JT, this is great work from everyone from Reed as well. He's having an attack on Barrowbold.
Yeah, absolutely. And down we go side by side, the 6 and the 88. And that is a move done for the 6. The 88, a little bit of a slide as we head down towards the Taylor's Hairpin for the next time round.
And look at Bridgman trying to go around the outside of Dewey into the braking zone. Reed's hold it, and that's a comeback and a half from the 68, who nerves the 1-2-2 coming out the last corner. No change of position there, though. Bird leading by 2 seconds at the front. 2 to go. Barrowbold holding off very much. Reed and into the pit lane.
Oh, no.
That's Parker out. Parker's out of the race. That's the championship leader out. He's going to lose the championship. Jack Parker is out. And we'll wait to see who's champion. We'll throw over to the radio. Oh, 2 cars, that's Gibson off.
Gibson.
And that's in the title hunt as well. If he doesn't beat you in the gravel, he might just get going again.
That's 2nd in the championship gone.
And that was a close, that's Gibson. He would have been inheriting the championship lead in the Elite Cup as well. How did he get involved in all that mess with the 1-2-2 further back? Let's take a look. Oh, he tagged the 34 round. Nothing he could do there of Price.
So that means it's the number 6 of Tyler Reed who's taken this. Who's in 2nd?
And 6 tenths behind Bird.
Catching to the leader, Josh.
And that's why the 1-2-2's round. He's gone for a spin. Last lap. Bird's dropped 2 seconds. Bird's made a mistake. Reed could have this one. From the back of the grid, Tyler Reed might just win this and win the championship as well. We'll wait for confirmation from Richard John Neal on all that. But very close if it can be done. Through the last few corners. I really want Tyler Reed to win this one. I think he really deserves it, doesn't he? He's on him! Round the outside, go on! Outside line of Clark. Lock up as well from Bird. Reed's right there. Cuts back through to the inside line. He's going to do it. Can he take it side by side? Coming into the Taylor's hairpin. Reed's going to try this one. Late to the break. He's done it. Late through. This could be the championship for either one of them. Into the last corner. It's a drag race to the line. Reed goes wide. Bird comes back through. Side by side across the line. Who's got it? From the back to the front. And he's done it. Tyler Reed wins and is the Elite Cup champion from back to front. I don't believe it. Bird second. Peter Barabol third. Bridgman fourth. What happened there?
Parker, I think, is still...
Gibson's
Parker's still
14th.
going. He's a couple of laps down. It's going to depend on whether
Parker's
Parker picks
18th.
up points for 18th. He's still running, Jack Parker. If he's a classified finisher, I think the championship goes to Jack Parker.
Oh.
Will Gibson, possibly. Will Gibson's in 15th place.
His right rear's punctured. Something's punctured. Look.
That's
He's not got far to
Parker.
bring it home, though, is he?
He's not got far to bring it home, but is it going to go? Look at that right rear.
So Parker's got no rear right tyre. He's got a puncture. Look, it's gone again.
He's a couple of laps. He's a lap down, isn't he? Because he had the pit stop.
5 laps.
So he's going to finish
a lap down.
Jack Parker
Yeah.
in 18th
That's-
place.
18th.
If he's finishing
That's going to come
18th,
off.
we'll give him
He's got to
20
take the line.
points.
So that gives him 20.
So he'll pick up 20 points.
There's the flag. He's
Tyler
gonna
Reed
take it.
picked up 200, so that's 180. The difference was 175.
Reed's got it.
I think Tyler Reed
Has
has
got
nabbed
it.
it at last knockings, but that's to be confirmed.
Yeah, I think the same. Tyler Reed from the back to the front has taken it. He started this race 21st. He's got it at the line, and Tyler Reed is the Elite Cup Legends champion. If he's done that, that's amazing.
If you don't believe that, Josh, then you won't believe anything that happens in the Legends, 'cause that's nowhere near as chaotic as it normally gets.
The thing is, though, we don't get the championship results. We're all going on it. So that's a real confusing round. I think Reed's got it. Although, JT, I seem to remember commentating on a event similar as... Have I lost him? What's happened?
Hello.
Hello. JT, I seem to remember commentating on a support category last year, very similar to this. Like, we did something last year, do you remember?
Yeah.
Where we showed extra coverage.
Did we?
Yeah, I swear we did. I can't remember why, but all this suddenly felt very familiar, calling a champion that we didn't know, that we weren't sure about. Tyler Reed wins, Andy Bird second, Peter Barrabold's third, Nick Bridgman's fourth, Robert Barrabold's in fifth, sixth for Stephen Trenner, Luke Simmons is eighth, Harry Musselet is in ninth, Dewey's 10th, Pobolowinski's in 10th, Mike Slump is in 11th, Nick Price 12th, then it's Ben Mahoney, and then James Newbury, Will Gibson.
Next up from Mark Beattie and Jack Parker, Daniel Pooley in 19th, David Headon in 20th, and Ollie Schlupp sadly did not take the flag. Second DNF for Ollie Schlupp, sadly, of
So
the
who's
day.
got it? That's the question. Lightning
So there
McQueen
is
have done
Tyler
it, I
Reed
think.
taking another win for his campaign. He's a first-time winner this year and possibly champion as well. We'll get confirmation for you of that a little bit later on. Shakes hands with Andy Bird, and we'll catch up with him after the break.
Well, let's head over straight away and listen to what they've got to say via Alan.
I'm going to have to tread carefully with this interview down here. I don't see Louise Goodman coming into this. But they congratulate each other. Andy Bird comes over and a fist bump with Peter Barrable. And I'm going to see if I can grab a word with Tyler. Tyler, first of all, mighty race. Started on the last row and just thousandths of a second on the very final lap. It's okay, you can talk to me.
What a race. I mean, starting from the last row, I did not expect that, especially around here. It's such a tight, technical track. It's hard to come through. But I can't believe it. I mean, I had a hard battle for second or third place, and Andy was just gone. I didn't think there was any catching that, but I mean, Craig at Pro 24 has done an awesome job with the car. It's so fast.
How good are your maths?
Well, they're all right.
Have you done any maths?
I've looked at it before the race, but I don't know where the others finished, if I'm honest.
Okay, well, so we've done our maths, and provisionally we reckon that you've just won the Elite Cup.
That's after my rookie year, I did not.
How does that feel, eh?
Oh, I can't explain it.
I'm delighted for you. Louise Goodman came over. She gave us the nod as well. We think you have. It's very unofficial at this stage, Tyler, because we're just doing it on an abacus and counting our fingers. But we reckon you have. That's a mighty way to finish your day.
I really can't believe it. I mean, after the day we had yesterday, I thought it was out of our reach, but wow.
Oh, so chuffed for you. Go over and talk to Louise now, and she will confirm maybe that our mathematics is correct. But Louise was nodding sagely, Chris, you'll be pleased to know, just over Tyler's shoulder. And I have to tell you, he had absolutely no idea. He had no idea.
Just driving his own race. Alan, can I take you back to yesterday?
Yeah.
Right, yesterday, the first race of the day.
Yeah.
There was a photo finish.
Yes.
Involving Tyler Reid.
Yes.
Tyler Reid finished third ahead of Will Gibson by 5 thousandths of a second.
Yes.
That, in the end, is what's won in the championship.
Let's head back over to trackside and Steve Ryder.
Let's try and sort this out. Basically, Jack Parker, Will Gibson and Tyler Reid going for the title, but then Parker was in the pits, Will Gibson was in the gravel, and Tyler going for a lead that will give him the title, and that's how you do it. Jack Parker limped over the line. It wasn't enough. Tyler Reid, the champion, we think anyway. Any further details can be filled in by Louise.
If only, Steve, there's a lot of people down here counting things up on their fingers. We're not 100% sure, but we think, Tyler, and you're as shell-shocked as anybody to hear the news, aren't you? But we think provisionally that's you as the champion.
Oh, I can't believe it. I mean, going into the race, I knew that I had to win it and sort of hope for the best. But if that's true, then honestly, I can't believe it. I mean, last year, my rookie year, I was not expecting it, if I'm honest. I'm speechless.
It was a frenetic race, so really it was just all about kind of keeping your head down and trying to stay on track, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, starting from the last row, I didn't know what to expect, really. Anything can happen in Legends, but I had a good battle for second or third place, but they let Andy get away a bit, and when I got into second, I saw the gap, I got my head down, and yeah, coming on to the last lap, I had to make it stick.
Just tell us about that move.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go for the inside into the right-hander, but he had that covered, and then I thought I'll try and get the cut back, ready to go down the inside into the hairpin. Managed to make it work, and then it was just a drag race to line from there.
So are you able to sum up yet? Because I know you are a little bit shell-shocked, aren't you? Are you able to sum up what the title means to you?
I can't. I really was not expecting it. I can't believe it.
Well done. Congratulations. Well done. Where's my second place finisher? Andy, here you are. What a race that was, huh?
I know. I really wanted that badly, but it wasn't to be. I was a sitting duck out in front. When you're around here and you're on your own, it is really hard to keep the lead. And I could see them come in and come in and come in. As soon as they get within 10 car lengths, they're starting to pick up the toe. And I could see them making that impression. And then there was gravel all over the track, and I'm the first to hit it. So I got a huge tank slapper going up into the chicane. And that was enough for Tyler. He obviously saw it. Maybe I cleared the path for him, and he was right on the back of me. And that was it. Nearly got him back on the line, but it wasn't to be. If Tyler's won the Elite Cup, I'm pleased he beat me, because he deserves it.
It really was a frenetic race, and as you say, unusually, because in a lot of forms of racing, you want to be out front. That's where it's clear air, but it's not the same for you guys, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, we'll try and get along, and the racing is close, and everyone's passionate about it. I had a DNF in race 2 today. I was hoping I'd get the win, still the weekend, and go home happy. Got second. I'm still happy. Don't get me wrong. I've had a good weekend, but a win would have been nice.
Well done. Well done on your P2 anyway. And let's bring in Peter. A good result for you as well. A podium is always a good result, isn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Starting 16th to finish third, obviously a great result. Obviously to hear do it in front of the TV cameras in Knockhill is that little extra bit special, and great way to round off a great weekend.
Good weekend for the family, really, hasn't it been?
Yeah, I've been on the podium twice. Rob, I think my brother's been on twice as well. So yeah, it's been a happy weekend in Scotland for us.
And tell us about your run up through the pack. Any particularly tricky moves that you had to pull?
No, clean enough run up through the pack. I got a good start. I probably got up to about 8 at the start, picked them off. Then I developed a clutch issue in the car, which I lost the clutch with two laps in. Probably didn't really change the result. I probably was going to catch Andy anyway. He was gone. Might have got second, but apart from that, no, delighted. a really good race.
Your overall championship goes on, but this is the last time we're going to see you on the BTCC package. We love having you here, but I think you guys all enjoy being in it as well, don't you?
Yeah, of course, coming onto the BTCC package just raises it up a level and everything, and the production and the TV and the race, and everyone seems to pull out the stops a little bit more for the BTCC, so hopefully they'll invite us back next year and we'll come back again.
Fingers crossed we'll see you then, but for now I'll let you get off to the podium. Cheers, thank you. Okay, and we are going to head off for a break, and when we come back, it's the build-up to our final touring car race here from Knockhill.
Thanks, Luke. And JT, what did you make of that one then, as we have now sort of an extended build-up to our final touring car race of the day? What did you make of the Legends? I think it's been a good addition to the touring car paddock this year and last year as well.
Incredible addition. They deserve it so much. Because that is the thing. They are excited to be here. They like being here at the touring cars. It is one, if not the only opportunity to get on TV, because all of the other meetings that the Legends go to, between the Scottish, the National, they are not televised, but these ones, the Elite Cup, are, and it's just a massive opportunity, and just some of the racing that they provide is incredible. And I've dug this photo up from the archive. Sometimes, if it wants to work,
you try.
This is how it ends up.
Oh wow! Is that the one that flipped upside down?
Yes, that is the one that you watched live.
Yes. We saw that last year with them flipping upside down.
We also somewhere recorded a walk around the paddock, and I believe this was on live. Maybe, I don't know, but it never got uploaded. Did it?
I think, was it live or not? I can't remember. But you've got that footage, I believe. I think I sent it to you eventually.
Yeah, I cannot remember, but yeah, that rolled 7 times, I think.
I remember that. It's Brands Hatch last year. Very, very scary day. I'm very much looking forward to Brands Hatch for the season finale, being there for both days, and we'll be bringing you a rounded up last day of touring car action as well. So there'll be a lot more features, so practice, qualifying, and the races on Sunday. We'll be on air more before and after, and we'll go around getting some interviews, because we're obviously there on Saturday as well, so we get to have conversations after the sessions. But for now, we're going to hand back over to ITV as we begin our coverage now to the final touring car race of the day, due off at 5:20. Let's head back to Steve Ryder, who'll have a word with Jade Edwards, and Paul O'Neill with Tim Harvey. Here's the races so far. Race 1.
Blast off, mega getaway by Turkington. They lean on each
exactly
other.
What you said.
Clatters into Ingram, who's on the grass. This race is becoming a real nightmare.
You were too
linked having a big
somehow.
moment. Morgan's got the inside line, gets into the side of Taylor Smith. Josh Cook tries to work out which way to go. He elbows his way through. Who is going to blink first? Morgan breaks. Cook goes round the outside of him. Fantastic move for second place. Colin Turkington, for the 71st time, wins in the British Touring Car Championship.
Race 2.
Good getaway by Turkington, and a dreadful stop by Mikey Doble. His car is stranded on the grid. This is Hill for second place at the inside of Cook.
Hybrid being used by Jake Hill once again, and he's through.
De Leon gets run out wide over the curb and then gets a big whack from Watson.
Oh, De Leon's off. De Leon's off.
Jake Hill is going to win for the 6th time this season.
And so it all changes once again. Paul O'Neill and Jade Edwards are here to look forward to our final touring car race of the day. Promises to be a cracker. We'll let Paul keep quiet because his head is still swimming after that Legends race. But, I mean, what a fantastic reverse grid this is.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting one. I think we've got Rob Huff leading the way, and he'll be hungry to have a win, because he lost that win obviously at Croft to Josh. So, you know, he'll be elbows out. But we've also got a tough day for the bigger names that haven't really shown up yet today, and especially Ingram, who's everyone he's tried to overtake has fought back and really given him a tough day. So eyes on Ingram. I think he'll be really trying hard. But the interesting thing is majority of the grid are all on the same tyres now, so we're back to sort of stalemate, other than I think 2 drivers, Chris Smiley and Osborne, are on the option tyre. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting one.
And it just takes one sort of small bit of contact or one tiny incident to change everything. We've got a few minutes in hand. I heard Tim Harvey mention his part in a notorious incident way back in 1994. Whether he was guilty or not, we do not know. But we found it, the whole thing.
Amazing.
Here it is.
Oh, yes. Can we talk about it?
With Soper, watch the sequential gear change. Fourth, fifth, sixth, top gear, 130 miles an hour, up to Duffer's Dip. Here they come, ready seats. Number 1, Winkelhock, second in the BMW. Third is Alan Menu in the Renault. Behind him is Steve Soper, out of Duffer's Dip. Peter McIntyre's the right-hander. This is really close. Through the chicane. And off! It's Tarquini. What happened? Gabriele Tarquini in the Alfa Romeo. Thank heavens he's safe, out of the car, rushing to safety. And the crowd have shown their appreciation that he's all right. But it's a very dazed and battered Gabriele leading against the barrier. No wonder.
Hello, Murray.
The view from Tarquini's car shows the severity of the accident. And it also showed the punishment that's handed out to the driver's neck muscles on impact as the Alfa rolls over. The effectiveness of the safety roll cage could not have been better demonstrated. But it was clear that Alfa Romeo and Tarquini were less than happy about his abrupt exit from the race at the hands of Tim Harvey, and they made this known by virtue of a formal complaint to the race officials, who convened a hurried discussion. Little could be salvaged of the car, but maybe something could be salvaged from the disciplinary process. The time between the races didn't permit a final decision to be taken. The grid for the second race would be the finishing order of the first. For the moment, at least, Tim Harvey survived.
No decision. Obviously, it can't be decided just like that. You know, there's a lot of things to consider, and I've got to go and take part in the next race. It'll have to wait until after the next race.
We tried to be even-handed in the coverage, but he was guilty.
How does he even look hard done by himself there, Tim, at the end? He looked like he'd been a victim of that.
Tarquini got reverse and fired it back up the road. That I would not want a load of crazy, angry Italians waiting for me outside the race official's office. I remember Tim saying to me, I didn't touch him. Grow up, Tim. You drove straight into him, mate. I was 14 when that happened. Well, how old were you?
I probably wasn't even born, Owen.
It was 30 years. I mean, it's amazing to think that 30 years ago.
Unbelievable.
And how different the cars are, where the car came to a stop and it's literally just a bare shell with a mini roll cage, and he's got an open face helmet on as well. It looked like my granddad going touring car racing again. But yeah, I love that. Whoever dug that out, that's made my day. That.
That's really brilliant.
Yeah, and Tim Harvey hasn't changed. He's still a bit of a battered shell as well.
He's in better nick than that car was, though, wasn't he? But yeah, what a great time that was. Super tough. I know we look through rose-tinted glasses, but great times, great memories, and that is why this championship is still as strong as it is, because of those characters, Tim Harvey and Gabriele Tarquini, people like that. Absolutely stunning. And you were very good at comms, Steve.
I got the hang of it
in
those days.
Like you had your telephone voice on as well. It was very posh, wasn't it?
I had to calm things down after Murray, you see. But anyway, up to date, what lies ahead in the next half hour or so. Big race for Tom Ingram. I mean, you saw the expression on Jake Hill's face when he drew number 12, and oh no.
Yeah. I mean, Jake said himself he was a bit short for the bowl, wasn't he? We had to have a real rummage around in it. But you know, when I saw Ingram up into that sort of reverse grid place, I thought, this is how we're going to turn the day around for him, is if a number comes out where he's now back in the game. And, you know, Ash Sutton's had a tough day in some ways as well. He's sort of been there or thereabouts, but not really had the pace itself. So Ingram's going to really try and use this to gain back some points. But with Jake Hill leading the championship as well, he's going to hold on to as much points as possible in this one, for sure.
I don't, sorry to cut across, I don't think Ingram's car and team have got the pace. I don't think the Bristol Street Motors Hyundai, if that's its full name, is actually got the pace to do massive amounts of point scoring here. I really don't. I think Tom Ingram has, obviously, but I've been interested to see how that car has been. It's not been very good in anyone's hands today.
Yeah, it came from the back up to 10th. You felt he should have achieved more saw in that second race?
No, it's amazing, but I do think that car has not really shown massive potential.
Yeah, I mean, he had a similar sort of situation last year, and I think he made slightly more progress from the back of the grid. So, yeah, it seems like Chilton's car looks all right today, but Ingram's sort of just struggled. But like I said, everyone he's tried to overtake has really fought back, so he's not had an easy time of it. But yeah, it's one to claw back some points for him in this one.
Jake Hill back on 12th. I mean, he's probably resigned to the fact that he might not be leading the championship this evening, but who knows?
Yeah, you never know. And you know what? Jade will back me up, hopefully, on this, that if you said to me, you've got a soft tyre and whatever car choice you want, I'd be like, well, stick me where you've got to take P12 and you're in a BMW, or do you want P8 in a front-wheel drive car? I'd be like, I'll have a BMW, thank you very much, rear-wheel drive and a soft tyre. That car will be electric, and it's still warm. It's perfect conditions for a slick-shod, soft-tyred BMW for me.
I mean, it's a bit impolite not to talk about those on the front row. We've been talking about the championship contenders, but we all remember what Rob Huff did in a similar circumstance at Snetterton.
Yeah, he's going to be really wanting this one, I think. This is one of the circuits he's driven the least, I would say, because obviously he's had that huge gap from touring cars. He was here last year, but he was on a one-off round, so yeah, he's probably still slightly getting dialed in, but I'll tell you what has helped him is the fact they've changed the chicane slightly, because it means that everyone's still learning, and that chicane will look very different right tucked under behind another car than last year. You know, all these drivers had years and years experience, so it's never comfortable. You'll say yourself, it's never that comfortable, but they've changed it, so it makes it a little bit more even.
And also, that is a very good point, because when Rob Huff was here last time, the one thing that lost him all the time, he didn't take any curb at the chicane, because the cars he's used to, if you touch that chicane, you'd snap the drive shafts off. So he is, like you say, he's been given a little bit of a wild card entry here.
And alongside him on the front row, Aaron Taylor-Smith, once again, a little overdue race win, but he came running up to Jake Hill after he made that revert, hugged him, because this is another big opportunity, a front row opportunity for Aaron Taylor-Smith.
Yeah, I did laugh at that. Yeah, he did, didn't he? And you know, Power Maxton and those guys, Evans Halshaw, they've done a great job with that car. It's, you know, it's an old Astra, that it's an old car to look at. So for it to be that far up, they're both driving well, Doble and Aaron, and I think that Aaron's got nothing to lose. You never know when you're going to get a front row again, do you, Jade? You've got to use that opportunity to do it. So I would see him fighting hard. I think he'll give Huff a real good workout in this one.
Yeah, I think he played it sensible in race one. He cashed in those points, and I saw the drivers interact after race one, and he was sort of hands up. Knew he didn't have the pace, that's why he sort of let Josh go and let Adam go. But I think with this one, starting on the front row, with Rob Huff alongside him, I think he feels this is his one. So I reckon we're going to see a slightly more racy Aaron than we did in race one this morning.
Great thing about the racing at Knockhill today compared to Croft 2 weeks ago, so many drivers were leaving Croft thinking, I threw it away, or that a bad decision go against them. It hasn't been the case out here today. We've seen great racing throughout.
Yeah, and we've had no real sort of track limits. We've had a couple of jump start penalties, but Rowbottom, credit to him, he managed to get a gap of 5 seconds, so he held on to his position. But yeah, we've had really good, solid racing all day, and I think there's been some door-to-door action, but nothing that's been too feisty. This circuit creates that, you know. We've seen with Tim and Tarquini that all those years ago it was causing that, and it's doing the same here today. And race 3, I think we're going to see a step up. People are going to be feisty, and a big shout out actually to Daryl De Leon, who has been driving really, really well, and Sam Osborne as well, been getting stuck in and doing clean but assertive moves, but really showing their worth on the grid today.
Yeah, a good clean race day so far. Mind you, that's exactly what we thought 30 years ago when Tim Harvey got on the grid with Gabriele Tarquini. It could all kick off yet.
Yeah, no safety cars so far. I can't remember the last time at Knockhill there was no safety car, so I've just cursed it.
Yeah. That's extraordinary. Absolutely, you have. Okay, the fans are looking forward to this, and the flags are waving. What a day they've had around this circuit. The temperatures have been soaring. We've had extraordinary races like that Legends Elite Cup race and the F4s and so on. But the drivers are going to deliver something absolutely special here. Reminder, it's Rob Huff and Aaron Taylor-Smith on the front row, and it'll be Tom Ingram, Tom Chilton on row 2, Aidan Moffat and Dan Camish on row 3. Jake Hill back on 12th, Colin Turkington 10th. What can they do from there? We've got Louise down on the grid, who'll be getting the opinions of the drivers. Final thought from you two. Which way is this one going to go?
I think Rob Huff's going to hold on for a while. It's just how he can manage his tyres towards the end of the race. I think we're going to have a battle of the Aaron Smiths and a few further back. Aidan Moffat, we need to keep an eye out. He's had a terrible weekend up to this point. It's his own home race, and I know he's sharpened his elbows ahead of this race, so keep an eye out for him as well.
I'm going to go for Aaron Taylor-Smith because I raced against him here in 2012 for a podium, and he was lit through here. I think if he's got the car, he's going to do it.
I'm going to go for Tim Harvey was innocent. Let's go down to Louise and find out what the drivers are thinking.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm down here with our pole sitter, Rob Huff, who, it was this race, if you remember, Rob made a one-off appearance here last year. And it was here that he got the kind of sniff of the fact he'd like to come and do this full time. So I would like to think a decision that you've not regretted at all.
Yeah, amazing, you know, to come back to have won at my home race at Snet, to be on pole on the reverse grid race at Donington on my first event, even though we didn't get to qualify. We didn't quite capitalise on that one, but this one we will give it everything for sure. It's been a really good day. We've learnt a lot. Some really hot temperatures and changes between the two tyres. But yeah, feeling very confident about this one, Louise.
Well, as you say, you were on the reverse grid race at Snet from P14, I think it was, so this one should be easy. Look in the park.
I'll tell you at the end, you know, it's never easy. You know, BTCC is very tough. These cars are very physical. It's a long, hot day, but yeah, I'm up for this one.
I have no doubt about that whatsoever. Right, let's go down and grab a word with a man who's had a bit of a nightmare race, or nightmare day so far today. Tom Ingram had those issues in the first race here, so he was starting off the back of the grid for race 2. Tom always jokes about the fact that, you know, he's rubbish at the reverse grid draw. He always pulls ball number 12. You love a man who's rubbish at a reverse grid draw, don't you? Because actually ball number 12 has done you a huge favour for this final race today.
It's done me a big favour. It'd have been better if he pulled 10.
True.
That would have been a lot better, actually. But, nonetheless, we're in good shape. We're starting third. We've got the soft tyre. We've got a load of hybrid. Let's just see how this one pans out. It's been a tricky day until now, so let's just see what we can do in this one.
You really did need some luck to turn your day around. So, as I say, Jake's done that for you. But now it's down to you. You've got to capitalise on it, haven't you? What's the car like? Does it come together a bit better today?
God, you do like piling pressure on people,
Sorry.
don't you? No excuses here, but it's all yours.
Come on.
I think we'll be in good shape. The car's felt great today, as it has all weekend. We've just had the fallout of a lack of hybrid in qualifying, which hurt us. Then obviously getting caught up in that first race. So it's been a bit of a recovery, but the car's been good, as it's been every weekend so far. So whilst the hay is needing to be made under this beautiful Scottish sun, that is indeed what we plan on doing. So we'll see how it pans out. But as I say, we're conscious that we've lost quite a few points today, and we want to try and make some back up if we can.
I will keep my fingers firmly crossed for you. Right, next man I'm going to go and have a chat with is local hero. Oh no, actually, I was going to go and have a word with Tom Chilton first of all. So one of the other one of Tom's teammates. So Tom, you've had a reasonably, I think, how would you describe it? A steady day today. Is that the best description?
It's always a fun day at Knockhill. I know that. I mean, that last race was just epic. You know, at one point I think we went all the way back to 15th, then fought our way back through to 9th, and 0.05 off Aidan for P8. So it was a seriously good race, a great scrap with Rob Huff, an old mate of mine, obviously, in the World Touring Cars, and there was a bit of 2-wheel action, rubbing, but professional driving. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, he's starting pole now. I've got my teammate next to me, so it's always tricky when you're trying to get to the podium and the next guy is your teammate. It makes it tricky, but we're going to race as hard and cleanly as we can, and we're both going to try our hardest to get on that podium.
That midfield is where all the scraps, or a lot of the hard scraps, have been happening today, as is so often the case. So nice, as you say, to be a little bit further up the grid for this one.
Absolutely. But that's what the medium and the soft tyre does. It's fantastic. It does what it's supposed to do. Also with the hybrid, we're nose to bumper, and every single lap it changes because of if you've got any more laps of hybrid left, or if in this case, the medium tyre was going off at the end of the race. So it encourages overtaking, and it's exciting.
Good stuff. Right, now I'm going to go and have a word with Aidan Moffat. Hello, boys, who made his debut at this race, 2013, 2014, I think it was. There's his dad, and Bob, who actually said to me earlier on, this is Aidan's sister, who's just qualified as a doctor, who had to go around in the medical car earlier on. What was it you said, Bob?
Rebecca was the fastest Moffat today. She went round in the doctor's car.
Harsh, really harsh. So let's have a word with the man behind the wheel. Your father just laying on the pressure there, saying that Rebecca's the fastest Moffat here so far today. So an opportunity to prove him wrong.
She's both the fastest and the favourite. I've just drawn the bank account with this cars.
So a great opportunity for you out here today at your home circuit. What an amazing race it's been today with all the home support.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's nice to have such a nice day for it. You know, weather isn't one thing we get a lot of up here, believe it or not. So the weather's been great, the racing's been great. Race 1 was difficult for us. Race 2 was actually just one of those races you enjoy, me and Chilton, and you know, giving each other space and having a good time, that's why we do it. So obviously P5, we're looking forward. There's a lot of fast people around us, but we'll just go out there, enjoy ourselves and see what we can do.
Fingers firmly crossed for you. There is one more man, hopefully on this grid, that I want to grab a word with. Where's he gone? Ah, here he is. A familiar face from previous years in the BTCC, Rory Butcher. Great to see you. You are here working this weekend. As we can tell from the outfit, you're doing a little bit of work with an Napa team.
Yeah, I'm specifically working with Sam Osborne. So and it potentially might continue for the rest of the year. But obviously, home track. So I've got a bit of local knowledge to pass on to Sam, and you know what? It's been really good fun. He's raced superbly this weekend. He had a little bit of bad luck in race 2, unfortunately, but yeah, I've enjoyed it. And obviously, a few familiar faces within this team from when I drove the Ford in 2020. So yeah, it's been fun.
What's it like watching a touring car race at Knockhill? Kind of, obviously, slightly involved, but slightly more on the sidelines than you were this time last year.
It's probably easier driving, to be honest. I'm more nervous standing in pit lane watching Sam than being in the car myself. You have a bit more control. But yeah, what a spectacle, you know, seeing it from the outside. The track is looking amazing. The weather's come out, thankfully, and it's just great actually being on the outside, seeing the buzz from the fans and the racing as well. The action's superb.
We had a word with Gordon earlier on. You know, as very much part of the Knockhill establishment, you could not have asked for more from today, could you?
No, great racing. You know, sunny weather. The wind has been really windy this week, but it's actually dried out all the car parks, so I'm just it's a wee positive there. But it's been a great day.
Ticks in all the boxes. Great to see you here. And hopefully we have got another great race coming up, our final touring car race of the day here from Knockhill. So make sure you come back for that after this break.
Thank you, Lou. And that race coming up shortly as well. Nick Homewood and Josh T are alongside me in the commentary box. And Nick, welcome back. We had a great Legends race. I don't know if you saw any of it just before we came back. But the championship race here in touring cars is really hotting up.
I didn't see it, no. I was, completely forgot about it. But yeah, it's been an interesting day for the championship, isn't it? A lot of twists. Certainly made it a bit more exciting than it was coming in, but it just shows you that really anyone in the top 5 or 6 is still in contention, and you can't write any of them off just yet.
It's changed everything once again, and Knockhill could give us 3 different winners for only the 3rd time this season. And I think, JT, we're all sort of keeping our fingers crossed for that, because the first 4 events of the year, we were all going like, oh, it's another double winner, it's all this, you know, like Jake Hill's running away with the championship. Then it got interesting, but now Hill is back ahead by 5 points to Ingram. And then it's still 19 points separating the top 3, exactly as it was when we came in to day 1. So not much has changed, but Hill's been able to jump Ingram in the standings. So 6 wins, though, he's got this year out of the now 20 races we've had. That's insane for him in that BMW for Laser Tools.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, for Laser Tools update, so I'm reading something which I was going to mention, and it says the word update. Laser Tools with Jake Hill was doing very well, and that has made the championship battle insane. And I've got a feeling it's going to go down to a last round at
Yeah.
Brands, and I want it to because we're going to be there.
I
Tom
want-
Ingram, it would have been better. Number 10, as he said, but 12 is still good. And it seems like there was another accident in the Superbikes.
Not again.
Was it? It's I believe Superbikes are one of the support series. Franco Bourne has been transferred to Basingstoke and North Hampshire Hospital for a precautionary scan, and Glenn Owen has been passed fit to ride and rode in the final race, which has just happened.
Here's Steve Ryder. After the football. Now, that wasn't supposed to happen. We don't have the TV pictures there for that one. Okay, well, it's about time for the formation lap to begin in around about 60 seconds' time. Let's send it back over to Steve Ryder, who will introduce David Addison and Tim Harvey. Just a quick thing, only 2 drivers on mediums. That's Sam Osborne and Chris Miley. Everybody else is on the soft tyre for that one as well. So it should be looking to be a very interesting round of the championship. We've got hybrid power to talk about as well throughout this one, but right now let's head back to Steve Ryder for all the action as we get ready for this one as well.
In style.
Steve.
And now for us, the climax of the day at Knockhill, and what a reverse grid race in prospect. Rob Huff on pole, championship contenders looking to grab whatever points they can, and Tim Harvey and David Addison in the commentary box.
And we are looking forward to what should be another really lively race with a couple of weeks repair time the other side of this. Rob Huff on pole position, eager for a second victory of the season. And with his ability, Tim, don't bet against him.
No, judging by the interviews on the grid, his gloves off, isn't it? It's been a long week up here for a lot of people, and I think they're really ready for this. So if you want an action-packed race at Knockhill, reverse the top 12 for race 2, and that's exactly what we've got.
Green flag is shown, 2 warming up laps for them. Rob Huff leads them away. An opportunity to get some warmth into the Goodyear rubber on which everybody runs as they head slowly down towards Duffers Dip. Rob Huff controlling the pace on this first lap, and you can see just how much weaving is going on. Let's have a look at the way they line up then. This is round 21 of the championship, and Rob Huff is the pole position driver. Aaron Taylor-Smith will start second, as he did for the first race of the day. Tom Ingram then up to 3rd on the grid for this. He was 20th on the grid for race 2, and it's his teammate Tom Chilton for Team Bristol Street Motors alongside. Row 3, Aidan Moffat and Dan Camish lining up alongside him. The 4th row is where you find Adam Morgan and Ash Sutton. Row 5 of the grid, it's Josh Cook, Colin Turkington, a race winner at the start of the day alongside. Then it's Dan Rowbottom and Jake Hill, the race 2 winner. Next, Chris Smiley with Andrew Watson lining up alongside. The 8th row of the grid is where you find Sam Osborne and Darryl De Leon, ahead of Nick Halstead and hopefully Mikey Doble, although we understand his car has not made it out of the paddock yet, so if it can join in, it'll be from the pit lane flat last. But Scott Sumpton and Ronan Pearson are there to round out the grid.
So that could be a pit lane start then for Mikey Doble. Just quickly catch you up on hybrid power. Aidan Moffat has 12 laps, Dan Camish 11, Adam Morgan 10, Ash Sutton 9, 8 for Josh Cook, 7 for race 1 winner Colin Turkington. Dan Rowbottom has 6, and race 2 winner Jake Hill only has 5 laps of hybrid power. It's sunny, track temperature 28.4 degrees, air temperature 18.4. No rain for the first time in several years here at Knockhill. And it would be the one weekend where I thought, oh, I'll go, but it'll probably be windy and rainy. Oh no, by the way, it's going to be really nice and sunny. So yeah, beat that, they have to say, coming into it as well. Go on, GT.
Quick question, was the ITV4 delay, is it the normal 8 seconds?
8 or 9, yeah.
Okay, because the TikTok this time round is 8 seconds in front of ITV.
It happens, believe me, it happens.
Which means there's like no delay on TikTok, which is insane.
TikTok's been like it all year as well. Let's get final thoughts as they come onto the grid then. I asked you both at the end of race 2's coverage who was going to be race 3's victor. I'll ask if you've changed your mind. Starting with you, Nick. Have you changed your mind, or are you sticking?
No, still Tom Ingram.
Alright, fair dues. JT, what about you? You went for Rob Huff.
I think I said Huff, and I'm still Huff.
Well,
but he has to manage his tyres.
I went for Aaron Taylor-Smith, and he's an option as well. I think he's got something here. He's got maximum 12-lap hybrid across the 24, so half the race he can go full throttle. Go on.
We can safely say it will be none of those three then.
Yes, when have our picks ever been 100% correct? I don't think once throughout the entire year have we been right on those fronts.
Not including Max Verstappen.
That's true, yeah. Or Top Rack, to be fair, when we're talking World Superbikes. Or even thinking about it, Maria Herron in WCR. So, or Kyle Larson, to be fair. Right, championship quickly update for you. Jake Hill's on 264 points. Tom Ingram's on 259, so there's 5 points there. Ash Sutton is on 245, so 19 points back to Hill. Camish is on 228. Cook is on 222. Turkington now on 217. He's brought that gap down to 47 points. So it's a 6-way title fight. Still mathematically, everybody's involved with the maximum points on offer across a weekend. Well, you get 21 for race wins, 3 points for pole, so then fast laps added in. So you get around about 75 points on offer for 3 weekends, and of course there's 3s left, so you get 75, then double that, then add another 75 again, so you get the overall result. It's still about 200 odd something points left, and the gap between
Watson's
Hill and
pulling
Holstead
into pit lane. He's had his indicator on.
And Watson,
just saw that out of shot.
Yeah, Watson starts 11th as well, so he too has gone to pit lane. So that's Doble and Watson who are missing on the starting grid. There'll only be 20 then. For round 21 of the QuidFit British Touring Car Championship, it's eyes to the red lights. They're on now. Lights out, and we're racing in the mountains of Scotland for the last time today. It's a good start from Rob Half. Aaron Taylor-Smith comes in behind as well. Look good immediately for the 2 Bristol Street Motors. Chilton trying to go around the outside, but he comes in to defend Ingram. He goes 2 wheels through turn 1, and Duffer's dip into Leslie's, and then Taylor-Smith looks to the inside line to have a go at McIntyre's. And that's Josh Cook getting sent out wide as well, and through goes Hill, and Smiley's slowed down a bit, and on the back there, I think that is the 32 Camish, 77 Wolfsburg coming through, and look at Ingram wanting second position all over, as Turkington having to go defensive as well, and Morgan defending from Camish at the same time.
A massive bit of bodywork at the first part of the lap out of Duffer's dip came off one of the cars where they tried to go 3 wide. Massive lock up for Huff going into the hairpin. He's known for locking up. He was locking up every single lap at Croft, it seemed like, and now he's locking up here as well, and one car collected the air fence as a marker at the Black Circle chicane.
Right, we'll keep an eye on that because that has moved as Morgan looks to the inside line of Sutton. Sutton trying to go massively defensive round the outside as well. Morgan's 2 wheels almost puts him over, and now on board as well with, well, that must be Camish who's made up 3 places. Yeah, Camish passing Turkington.
Look how
and
much
Cook.
it's moved here, Josh.
It's moved massively. Yeah, they've cut that corner practically massively. That used to be in a rectangle, now it's in sort of a half square as Ingram dives up the inside. Taylor-Smith for second, Nick, and he's really making moves.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a gap to Huff though. Huff has really made hay, hasn't he? He's almost a second ahead already.
Yeah, 1.2 as Ingram activates his hybrid. Ingram has a total of, well, he's got a limited hybrid. He's got 12 laps, same as Huff, same as Moffat. Then it starts trickling down after that for 11 down because the top 8 from that we had reversed goes through. And another jump start today to Darrell de Jong, who has got another 5 seconds added for a false start.
If I remember correctly, he got 2 jump start penalties in the same day last time out at Croft as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Race 1 and 3, yeah. You blame me for that one, as there's Ingram's dive through on Taylor-Smith and Clark's. Oh, there was a bit of contact there. Just a touch.
I don't think we can blame Doble for that one.
No. So de Jong goes red on your screen for a penalty infraction. That's what that means on your monitor. Out of the 19 that's officially started. So Mikey Doble did not take the start of this event. So you can cross him out as starting. He did not, from 18th on the grid. So Watson did take to the pit lane and started from there. Reporting had a puncture. He's changed to a set of new soft front tyre. So we'll keep an eye on what happened there. As Ingram going for the race win here. Needs to get the championship lead back. He's closed in that 1 second. And Ingram's really attacking.
Multiple 2-wheel moments for Huff. And one again here at the chicane.
That's going to be good for tyre wear at least. But I think, Nick, Ingram's going to just wait here to slip through and then try and build a lead similar to Turkington race 1. got to do that. Where's he going to go? He's got it now. Huff defends the inside line to Taylor's hairpin. Ingram trying to send it around the outside. That's going to be a bit too dangerous. Huff takes the extreme inside. Ingram was going to try at the exit. Over to Duffer's Dip. Over the line, and there's contact between Morgan and the back of Moffat as Ingram looks to the outside line down to Duffer's Dip. Sutton's up to 5th ahead of Moffat now. Morgan's down to 7th. Camish is 8th. Turkins is up to 10th position. Ingram's all over the back of Rob Huff, and he cuts to the inside line. Down at McIntyre's, can't get through. Into Butchers. Now through the Black Circle chicane. Again, Huff going 2 wheels. Moffat's back up to 5th, and Ingram's all over the back of the Toyota.
It's a matter of time, isn't it? I don't think Huff could hold this for 20 more laps.
No, that Toyota may be a fast car, but it's not a Hyundai with no ballast, no restriction on hybrid, just maximum attack from Ingram. And he's trying to go on the outside line. Huff sort of opens the door for Ingram. He did not want to block him off, even though he could do. Ingram's across the line in first. They're still making contact. Ingram's trying to turn in. Huff is not letting him. They come down to the braking zone for Duffer's Dip. Ingram keeps the lead. But then Huff breaks late, gets back ahead. Ingram has to cut across the grass twice just to try and not lose a front end piece. Huff now brake tests as they come through. McIntyre's up through Butchers and the chicane. 2 wheels again, and Ingram down to 2nd place. And now really annoyed at Rob Huff, the 2004 Touring Car Champion. Meantime, the 2022 champion is just trying to get through.
Let's bring in the other 2, Taylor Smith and Chilton, close to him as well. You could see that Huff was moving over on the straight, sort of into the side of Ingram to try and not let him get ahead. You get a little bit of it's almost a side draft, isn't it, by staying that close? So he managed to stay alongside and send out the inside again into turn 1.
One thing you've got to know about these Toyotas, the wheel guards here as Ingram thinks about a wheel on the inside. Meantime, Chilton's getting on the inside line down at Duffer's Dip. He gets ahead of Aaron Tennant-Smith for 3rd place. Ingram's trying to go around the outside of a locking up Huff coming into McIntyre's or try and slot back to Butchers. He can't do it now. Look at the Toyota. It's got aero rates similar to the Hyundai, but they've got 2 veins of aero that splits the aero, so it mitigates the effect you get on the door, and it reduces the toe link someone's following behind you. So Huff, if he can stay ahead of Ingram, that's why we're seeing Ingram diving out. He can't get a good enough toe behind that Toyota. So you can see the sort of split vent on the coming off the front wheels of the Toyota. Compare that to what you see on the Hyundai.
And the napper's been off. I've just seen a napper go down the timing screen. I can't tell which one. We've got a replay of it now because we're on board.
So it's contact with Josh Cook, and it's Dan Camish, I think, who's dropped down to 16th place. And Osborne, it's Osborne. Osborne's in the pit lane. It must be Osborne. So Sam Osborne's in the pit lane. He must have the problem. Oh, I didn't see that coming from Sam.
It's hard to tell the Napa cars apart.
Yeah, they never have anything to tell them, do they? You have to really look for the numbers at the top of the corner.
Napa's, surprisingly, is probably one of the teams with the biggest changes and differences between the cars, but we just can't see it from the onboard.
Yeah, well,
because both of the banners are all different colours and the side sponsors, but you just cannot tell from the onboard. It's annoying.
You really can't. And to be fair, ITV should do a better job of letting us know who we're on board with, so that we can actually figure that out. But Osborne has returned to the track. I must assume it's him. Black and white flag for Aaron Taylor-Smith and Dan Camish for track limits, as there goes Sutton on the inside of Cook, down at Duffer's Dip, into Leslie's. Cook's all over the back, tries the outside line coming to McIntyre's. Sutton has defended that line beautifully for, I want to say, well, where is that? It could be 5th position? Yeah. There's Osborne.
Don't write off Sutton. He's not that far back.
What's the gap? He's really not, is he? Wow. Sutton is going to be right there, and if these two keep fighting, it's only lap 9, we're 1/3 into the race. Anything can happen. I know it usually does.
Ingram track limits.
Is Huff going to cut across the pit lane to defend the outside line? Yes, he does. Ingram follows him in towards Duffer's Dip. It's still single file, and we are continuing to look at this battle. but lap 10 of 24, and there's a massive
Whoa,
lock-up
Smiley.
from Smiley.
Smiley locks up, coming down into Duffer's Dip. And that's dropped him back. Here's Huff again. Now, he was on hybrid power there, but Ingram's got the fastest lap, 51.1. 51.7 for Huff, so he's 0.6 a lap slower. That's all because they're locking up.
The thing is with Knockhill, most of the track is one line, basically. So as long as you nail your lines, there's only a very few places you need to defend. Huff seems to have those lines pretty much down, so it's going to take a big effort from Ingram, a big send from Ingram probably to try and get ahead of him, or hope that Huff makes a mistake.
Someone's
Which
locked
is why
up.
pole is so vital.
Yeah, yes. Rowbottom's already out of hybrid power, so he's used all 6 laps already. So he's going to sink down the field. But someone locked up big time coming into Taylor's hairpin.
I saw a bit of dust being kicked up as well.
We'll keep an eye on what's caused that. Here's
Yeah, look
more
there.
dust. Yeah. So who's ahead of Aaron Taylor Smith? Chilton.
Moffat and one of the Toyotas, Moffat or Cook, got sideways through the black circle chicane, and Moffat pulls up the inside of Taylor Smith. Sutton's going to capitalise.
And he whacks the side of Taylor Smith as well. That's going to send him down the order. So Cook and Morgan and Hill are going to go through. And now Sutton's under attack as well from Josh Cook. And he's attacking Moffat at the same time. Contact! And the LKQ cars get sandwiched by the Napa. Josh Cook goes sideways. He's allowed Morgan back through. And now Sutton's right in the back of Moffat as we come over the hill down towards Duffer's Dip. And now Morgan's on the inside line of Cook. Turkington's got involved in this little battle as well with Jake Hill. Moffat goes to the inside line.
More
Cook's
trouble for the Toyota.
and there's going to be contact between the two of them, and off goes Josh Cook into the gravel, and he's going to be sideways coming across. Is Hill going to contact him? They just avoid that. Hill comes through. Wow. Oh, contact, and Hill gets sent round again. And now Cook's going to go to the barrier as well, and they'll have to stop the race. There's cars everywhere. Surely a safety car now. Josh Cook gets battered and bruised in the first sector, and no sign of a safety car as Moffat takes over with Sutton. Morgan's in third place as well, and now up on the inside line. Well, surely there's going to be a safety car. There's no sign of it.
I think
Rest in peace, the air barrier.
The cars have all got going, so it depends how much they value the barrier, or they just carry on without it.
They threw the safety car at Thruxton for the barrier. Let's see if they throw it again here. They have done. Safety car is deployed on lap 13 of 24. They've thrown the safety car. They kind of had to. Sutton defending, then they race it to the flags. Moffat's coming back on the inside line. No sign of that being called yet. We get on our official system, but it's the marshals that have got to throw it. There's the safety car now, as we see a replay of it all, JT, and as well. And Nick, whose fault was that?
All things considered, this ended very well, I think. This could have been a simply monumental accident about 5 times over. It's difficult to give anyone the blame because there was about 6 cars involved. I would say Cook kind of turned across the front of... Was that Turkington?
Moffat. Yeah, Moffat, because Turkington's coming in now, hitting the side of Hill.
Yeah, so he turned across the front of him, but I don't think the BMW could have avoided it. I think Cook was trying a bit too ambitiously to defend his position that he was always going to lose. I don't really see what happened there, but I don't know if he fell or if he was pushed.
Dow de Jong cut the corner. Go on.
I personally don't actually think this safety car is for the main barrier. I personally think it's for the blue covering.
That's blown back on.
There is one right on the outside of the racing line in the middle of the chicane and right on the far outside of the circuit. And I think the reason that it's not for the tyre barrier and it was for the tyre barrier at Thruxton is that it's different at Thruxton because they use tyres, which causes way more damage than an air barrier, which they use here at Knockhill.
So it's the blue tarpaulin that could have caused this safety car. So Cook is out of the race.
That isn't confirmed, by the way. That's just me thinking.
Oh, there's Jade Edwards on the from the ITV team with Josh Cook, of course. That's her team, the LKQ Enduro cars. That is her team that she should have been racing with in the third car, but couldn't get the funds up this season. So she very much is a part of that team. You might have remembered. We talked to her on... we talked to her twice, actually. We talked to her on the opening day for media, and then we talked to her when she rudely jumped on the back of Aidan Moffat mid-interview. I'd gone ahead of the actual BTCC media and the token media, and I said, do you mind if I drop in? So they let me go
There's
first.
a massive hole in that
There really
barrier.
is. Look at that. Oh, there you go. Who wants some soundproofing? That's just foam, isn't it? Proper foam. So yeah.
That is, yeah.
So I'm mid-interview, and all of a sudden, this blonde-haired woman comes jumping in over on Aidan Moffat. It was quite funny. Right, looking at it again, it was Morgan who hits Cook off, and then it kicks off the whole chain of events.
Well, I think the BMW should have backed
Turkington hits
out.
Hill, which hits Cook for the second.
Right.
Yeah, I think the second part, the chicane, is a racing incident. But for the first thing, I think Morgan should have backed out of that one.
Yeah.
For the first corner.
Let's see what the stewards say about that. Yeah, you're right, JT. It's for that tarpaulin.
And they're just using this safety car to get the barrier back in place. But I honestly don't think that that's the main reason. They're just using it to get it back in place.
We're running out of laps here, 15 to 24. Lou has got some news, so we'll head down to her shortly. She's got Josh Cook on an interview, so we'll hear from her shortly. I think they're struggling to get it back up the hill, because of course you've got to carry what is very heavy foam uphill.
There's 6 of them, and these looks like either the chief post marshal or each marshal post has a designated post chief, a designated flag
Louise is
marshal.
with him in the pits.
Oh, go on.
Roller coaster ride of a half a lap. Just talk us through which bits of it you can remember.
I didn't hear a word of that.
I'm just saying it was a wild roller coaster ride of that half a lap. Just talk us through the bits of it that you can recall.
Yeah, I don't think Ash was too happy about me going around the outside of the hairpin, so he just punted me round, which was nice. And then I gave Adam some room on the inside into turn 1, and he just wouldn't let me back on the track, so he ended up turning me round. And then once I got back on the track, I just got jawed by Jake. So all in all, that was nice.
And once you could obviously make it back to the pit lane, but too much damage to your car to be able to go out again.
Just a few laps down now, so there's no point going out and putting more mileage on everything. But yeah, that's how we go racing now.
I'm getting a feeling of deja vu. You often get beaten up at this circuit, don't you?
Yeah, it's happened in the past. You know, we've had a puncher before. It put me in the wall pretty hard. And then, yeah, a good friend Ash last time. But, yeah, I guess when people need favours when it comes to the championship battle, people can't call on me anymore. So we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Josh.
We're coming to the green flag, so the race will resume. It'll be a 27-lap race now from the 24. Rob Huff leads them away. When's going to push the gas, though? Now, halfway down the start-finish straight, we're racing again, and they're still warming their tyres as we take the green flag. Huff, Ingram, Chilton, Sutton, and Turkington has jumped, and there's a problem there for one of the BMWs, who is going very slowly down towards turn number 1. Is that Colin Turkington, who jumped the restart, and several people got through? Is it from highs of race 1 to lows of race 2? We're waiting to see what the timing screen tells us. It's Morgan. Could be easy more. Yeah, Adam Morgan's out of the race. Morgan is out. This could be a second safety car.
Yeah, and that may be because of the incident, and I believe I'm hearing him the 33 is off, but also another car, and I'm hearing that it's the 22 of Nick Halstead. There it is. On our TV pictures confirming that.
Yeah, and that's 2 off, and Morgan's parked. Now, is that considered safe from the stewards? We're going by that part of the track now. No, it's local yellow out there on the start-finish straight. No sign of a full safety car yet.
That, as a person who follows the marshals very closely and keeps an eye on all the decisions, that is in a safe place. And the only reason that they're local yellow is because the driver is on track. So once the driver is off track, that will be deemed safe.
Right, let's take a look. What happened to Halstead?
Hits the gravel? No, contact.
Oh, hits Watson. No, he should be able to. He has got that going. He has installed it. So Halstead's back in the race.
Quiet.
How would you read that, Nick?
Yeah, that was Watson's fault. He's not had the best day, has he? Really?
He has not. No, you're right.
Chilton is now pressuring Ingram, who hasn't really been able to go with Huff after the start.
Yeah, Huff 7/10 ahead now, and Chilton's right there. Now, will he attack his teammate for the title? Of course, Chilton is in the championship hunt in 11th on 139 points, but he's battling Rob Huff, of course, so they should be working together as the two. That's Moffat ahead of Darryl de Jong with Turkington involved now. Turkington's out of hybrid now, so he only had 7 laps of hybrid. He's used it in the 19 we've had. And that's going to be Darryl de Jong nearly making a move on Moffat. Look at that, though, the championship. Ingram will be on 278 points, Hill 275, 3 points at the front will change it, and Sutton 20 points back, the biggest it's been for a while. Could be more if Ingram takes the lead away from Huff.
And this could happen now, going down the front stretch. Ingram, massive slide.
He's trying to go left, trying to go right. Now it's the outside line. Huff has put that car perfectly defensive down into Duffer's Dip, but it's not going to work into McIntyre's. Ingram's going to try and swing round the outside. Nothing there. Butchers, nothing. Of course, Butchers named Butchers because... Oh, and Ingram takes over the polystyrene barrier. He's...
So now there's a big part of polystyrene foam that is just not connected to the barrier anymore.
Well, the good thing about polystyrene is it breaks up incredibly easily, so we'll wait to see if that causes a safety car or yellows at the moment.
Look who's come into this lead battle in 4th.
Sutton. How right you are, Nick, as well. You said he wasn't out of it. You are bang. Look at how much hybrid he's got as well.
Yeah, he's got nearly enough to use it every single lap. But then so is Ingram. He's got quite a lot as well, isn't he?
So is Huff has got the same as Ingram.
They're all pretty much stable to the end. They've kept that incredibly well.
Is the best.
Hill isn't. He's only got 2 laps left. Chilton can use it every single lap. Nearly.
Turkington's out of it. Now he's having to defend. Is Turkington been passed by Camish? No, he's just passed Darryl de Jong. So Turkington, even without hybrid, has jumped back ahead of de Jong. And now we've got Camish right there as well in 10th position. Replay. Now, what are we looking at here? Polystyrene chat? Who's going to obliterate it? Moffat taking 2 wheels again. And Osborne doing the same. I was wondering what was going on there as we come across the start line once again.
Huff is doing a great job.
Oh, if he does it, I'll be so bizarrely impressed.
There's no better way to do it, is there, than holding off Ingram 27 laps?
Chilton and Holstead, black and white flag for track limits. Huff is doing what he did at Snetterton, holding everybody off, and Ingram is just waiting for a chance to pounce. And again. Oh, and Chilton did it too. They both hit it, the 2 Bristol Street Motors.
It's still officially off the track. It's not on the tarmac of the track. I believe it's on the curb, which they're trying to maximise to get the whole shot, which is why they keep hitting it.
Chilton's going for it. That's risky on your teammate. That's going to be contact. They're not careful. They've got to show each other incredible skill now. Chilton to the inside line at Taylor's hairpin. Can't get ahead of Ingram. Now it's a drag race with Sutton getting the slipstream from both of them. And Chilton, look, Sutton's just backed out of it because you two take each other off if you want, but surely Chilton's going to help his teammate out here. The 2 Toms are not helping. Which one's Jerry?
That's Huff, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. Oh, that polystyrene is now slap bang as Chilton's...
In the middle of the track.
Oh, and Jake Hill track limits. Go on, Nick.
I think what Huff was doing, he was so in the first slower part of the lap, he was absolutely parking on the apex to stop Ingram getting the switch back. And then on the second faster part of the lap, going down to the hairpin, he was just pinning the hybrid, so Ingram couldn't get a run on him into the hairpin.
He's properly pushed her, hasn't he, as well? Look at this from Turkington. Trying the inside of Moffat with Camish just behind him with more hybrid power. So, well, if they were a rear camera, that would be a bit scary because Turkington nearly took Moffat off as Sumpton loses just a little bit of traction.
Lock up as well there.
Yeah, and Camish coming through too. Turkington's trying to go on the outside, but Camish slips on the inside line and gets ahead. Turkington can't do anything, so he's mugged there. Touches the back of Camish. Bit of a love tap. So Camish to 8th, Turkington 9th, and now under pressure from Darryl de Jong. Don't often say this, but go on, Darryl. Go on. Get through on Colin, because that would be amazing considering where he started the season. But Turkington has no hybrid, so Darryl de Jong should be easily through for 9th place.
Turkington's
It's
got
his
a lot
first
of
top 10
damage.
finish for that one.
Yeah, Turkington has got a lot of damage, isn't it? Look at the body weight, right?
It's the kind of BMW you'd see at a used car lot in Latvia or somewhere, isn't it? 15 not very careful owners.
Properly smashed up radiator. I wouldn't be surprised if he's overheating, actually, looking at the state of that front radiator for Turkington. Oh, I wish I was there. I really do. I can't wait to be get there at Brands Hatch at the end of the year. Proper getting the commentating trackside for the last time this year. Next year, 5 of the 10 events I can get to. Let's see if JT can get to more.
Is that a challenge?
Well, let's see if we can actually do touring cars properly. A little bit of sideways. Rob Huff is now 1.2 seconds ahead of Ingram. Ingram is now having to defend from his teammate, Chilton.
For once, I am not a curse.
Well, to be
I think Ingram cooked his tyres a bit, trying to pursue Huff. Huff seems to have saved a bit of his tyres, unless Ingram is sort of hanging back and they're going to go for a last lap. But I think the gap is too big for that. There's only 1 lap left.
One thing I'm looking at, those are the mediums, so Smiley and Osborne really have misjudged the strategy because the track is now cool enough that the softs can make the distance. Track temperature 27 degrees. It was 32 earlier on during race 2, so it's 18 degrees out there. It's sunny in Scotland, and I bet you they've got the barbecue out as Huff locks up just at the last lap.
I wish it was 18 degrees here. It's roasting in this room.
It's meant to be like 30 degrees in parts of the UK tomorrow.
Yeah.
33, I think, is the highest in London.
It's 28 here at the minute.
21 where I am. Honestly, tomorrow I'm not even bothering moving outside of my fridge.
You're meant to be, I think the north's meant to be hot, but it's meant to be like 10 degrees cooler than
It'll still be hot.
20.
It'll still be hot. We get the sun right on us, so it's always hotter. Rob Huff, though.
Same.
Now, if you remember back to 2023, this was the race that Rob Huff wildcarded at and decided, oh, okay, I'll come back full time 20 years on for winning the championship. He's going to take his second race 3 win of the season. Into the last corner of Taylor's hairpin. He won race 3. 20 years since the last time he won at Snetterton at the last race. A year on from when he decided to come back, he's won it again. Rob Huff wins race 3 here at Knockhill. Ingram is second with the fastest lap, Chilton third, Saturn fourth, Hill, Rowbottom, Moffat, Camish and Turkington. From Pearson, Dowell de Jong drops to 11th, Sumpton, Taylor Smith, Smiley, Holstead, Osborne, Watson, Morgan's out, Cook's in the pit lane. But Rob Huff wins round 21 of the QuidFit British Touring Car Championship and is a 2-time winner in 2024. Poetry is following him around.
Didn't think you'll be saying that this year, did you, Josh?
Not twice. I expected it once, but I did not expect that twice. And that was a masterclass from Rob Huff. Shows why he was a champion. He held off Ingram, as you said, Nick, for 27 laps. That's super impressive. The old dog's got it.
I didn't think that was possible. I thought Ingram would find. Yeah, it's Ingram, isn't it? Yeah. He's got probably the best car. He's in the form of his life. You think, oh, we'll just get through. I didn't even entertain a possibility that he could be defended against for nearly 30 laps. But absolute masterclass.
By a 40-year-old
Thank you to Paul O'Neill, by the way, who cursed the safety car, and he said it himself that he had cursed it.
We'll hear from him shortly as we'll wrap up the day here. But that was insanity as well. There we see. That is Aidan Moffat waving to the Scottish crowd as he finishes 7th here. Independent race win, by the way. Despite his 5-second time penalty, that went to Dowell de Jong. So he gets his first independence win of the season. Well done to Dowell de Jong.
A masterclass of a masterclass pair of races to end out the day. It was a classic Legends race followed by a classic touring car race.
I think I've got to pick that up. That is the first ever win for Dowell de Jong in the Independence Trophy. That is mega, mega impressive. After the season he's had, he gets it. Sumpton finished second with Taylor Smith third and Smiley fourth, and of course Doble didn't take part. In the overall race though, Rob Huff wins round 21 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship with Tom Ingram second and Tom Chilson third. Ash Hudson is fourth with Jake Hill fifth. Dan Rowbottom is sixth with Aidan Moffat seventh. It's eighth on the board for Dan Camish. Colin Turkett ninth. Ronan Pearson's 10th. Dowell de Jong is the independent race winner in 11th with Scott Sumpton 12th and 13th for Ann Taylor Smith and Chris Smiley 14th. Nick Holstead's 15th with Sam Osborne 16th, Andrew Watson 17th, Adam Morgan is 18th and Josh Cook rounding out in 19th place. In the Drivers' Championship, it is now Tom Ingram who leads the way on 278 points. Jake Hill, 3 points back on 275. Ash Sutton on 258. Dan Camish, 236. Colin Turkington, 224. And Josh Cook on 222 points. The top six still separated by 56 points, but it's 3 points between Ingram and Hill at the top of the standings. An amazing day and an amazing weekend we've had here in Scotland for the British Touring Car Championship. Tom Ingram gets a thumbs up. He finishes in second position as well. And I believe ITV are going to go to an ad break, so we'll head over as well down to the paddock as we now see Rob Huff take over with his positions as well. He's victorious. Let's go down to ITV.
Wriggles out of the car. The World Touring Car Champion. The door opens. John Gilbert, the team managing director, holds the door open for a delighted Rob Huff then, who celebrates a race win. That wasn't down to tyre choice or anything like that as it was at Snetterton. That was on pace and hard work and hard graft. And a very happy Huffy is a race winner for the second time this season. And he had to work hard to keep at bay former Speedworks driver Tom Ingram. So, Rob Huff out of the car and a second win of the season about which he can tell all right after the break.
Well, we'll head down to Alan for all the news in the pits.
Too far to come down to Park Fairmate in, we're slightly tight for space, it's got to be said, when we are down in Park Fairmate. And just unclipping the hands device. And I wonder, is Lou going to have a chat to Huffy, or am I going to be cheeky and go straight in? I reckon I might be cheeky and go straight in. Big hugs for the team, with Andrew Watson standing by to offer his teammate congratulations as well. It's the other way around yesterday when Huffy went out of qualifying in Q1 and Andrew Watson was right the way through into the final qualifying. And now, nice hug between the teammates. I don't know, says Andrew, but Huffy's enjoying this moment. And Christian Dick now, team principal, comes over for a big hug with Huffy and congratulations. So determined, Huffy. So determined.
I hate to say it, Alan, but I told you so.
Yeah, I know you told me so. Square tyres, couple of lockups. It was everything to keep him there.
I gave it absolute mushdi to keep Tingram behind me there. Sorry. I've got to go over here.
Oh, television. Right, well, we heard from Huffy and got the best quote ever.
Absolute mushti.
Absolute mushti. I've no idea what it means.
No.
Might be rude. We'll have to look it up.
Get a sticker made of that for the next round.
But Tom Ingram gets out of his car. You heard the cheer for Tom because he was giving it everything as well. Absolutely everything. And, so Rob Huff is standing by for the ITV. It would mean that I'll be able to speak. No, he's not happy. He goes over to give Rob Huff a big hug. I thought it was an absolute joy to watch the two of them racing together so supremely well. And Tingram goes over, he hugs Chris and Leslie Hanford, long-time sponsors of Tom.
Absolutely insane. Let's head back over then to ITV to wrap up the day, and then we'll get the thoughts as well of our punditry team. Let's head back over to Steve Ryder.
Reverse grid race, and it had everything. Flying start from Rob Huff. Tom Ingram desperate to get past Aaron Taylor-Smith. He made it on lap 1. But Rob Huff was a different prospect, and Huff versus Ingram was a great contest. But not as intense as what was happening in midfield. Josh Cook at the centre of it all, but not always in a good way. And the safety car that resulted gave Ingram a better chance against Huff. But Huff got away from a chasing pack of Ingram, Chilton, Sutton and Hill, driving beautifully for his second win of the season. But it's Tom Ingram who takes over the championship lead from Jake Hill. Well, let's pick out the main stories of that and go down to Louise.
Yeah, what a race that was, Steve. And what a win. Win number 2 for you, Rob. And every ounce of your considerable experience being put to good use there.
No, it was easy, Louise. What are you talking about? That was tough. That was mega. That's a proper touring car race. I like that. I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, Tingers and Chile had a bit more pace than we did. Just managed to hold Tingram off at the start, which was mega. To have 3 or 4 laps where you're fighting hard like that, that's proper touring car race. We enjoy that. Put smiles on our faces. And then obviously I have to thank Chile for putting Tom under pressure at the end, and that just gave me that little respite. But I think I caught him a little bit off guard with a restart on the safety car. Just nailed that, and that gave me the bit of breathing room I needed, and then just used hybrid cleverly.
And that was the key, really. I mean, you had pretty much the same amount of hybrid at the end, and you were sort of using it at the same time. So no gain, no net gain.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, I knew Ron Engineer did a mega job to call it to me on the radio when Tingram was on the hybrid. I knew we had exactly the same amount left. I knew we had to match him, so I had to do a few laps in the middle of the race with no hybrid, just to make sure I had enough at the end. And yeah, worked out right, didn't it?
Placing your car absolutely brilliantly. How on the edge was it?
Proper. There doesn't get much more on the edge than that. I think there was a few track limits in there. There was a bit of dust from gravel traps. At one point I put the rear left in the gravel trap up at the chicane, but luckily it wasn't close enough at that point. But just really pleased. Bella, bringing in another winner's bottle.
Well done, well done. Where's Tom? Tom Tingram, first of all. As Rob has just so aptly described it, that was a proper touring car race, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Yeah, it really was. It was good fun. I knew, obviously, Uppy's world class, isn't he? So it's a pleasure to race with somebody like Rob. You know, I grew up, watching Rob and admiring what he did in the World Touring Cars and, all the way through his career. So it's nice to race against Rob. I was mindful of trying to minimise the risk where possible. Obviously, at the start, I was trying to put Rob under pressure. There was a few cracks showing, and I managed to get a nose under, and I was mindful of just finishing that race. Exactly like I said to you on the grid, it was one of those. But yeah, great result in the end to top it off, and what a day! Yeah, been fairly chaotic, that's for sure.
What a day! What a recovery that is, because you're still leading the championship, which at points across today, I'm thinking you probably wouldn't have thought that'd be the case, but down to 3 points, but nonetheless still leading. That's a good result at the end of a day like today, isn't it?
It is, and obviously there was various times over the day when it looked like it was all going to fall through. With with obviously picking up the damage and having to retire the car in race 1 and getting Smiley'd in race 2. It was one of those that we had to be. We just had to keep positive, and this championship just seems to reward just playing the long game. Keep a smile on your face where you can, which I know at times is hard, but keep a smile on your face and look at the bigger picture, which tends to be towards race 3. So the cars felt good, the cars felt great all weekend, fallout from qualifying with lack of hybrid, but Team Bristol Street Motors are giving me a hell of a car.
Well, let's bring in your teammate at this point, because he was pushing you hard at times, and you made Tom work for that P2, but you kind of wanted it as much as he did, didn't you?
No one wants a boring race. That's why they have me come along, make it fun. Me and Tom we had a bit of a struggle at the beginning of today with not having the pace under us. We're sold on the medium tyre, which is slow. But we just fought our way through, and obviously would have been really happy if we got reverse grid number, so we all won too. But either way, I'm super happy for Rob Huff for the win, my old mate from the World Touring Cars, and he's probably happy I gave him a bit of a breather when I went to outbrake Tom. But I didn't mean to outbrake him as such. The brakes are gone. Like, foot was hitting the bulkhead. I was managing the brakes at the end of the race. We were right on the edge. And if you look at my windscreen, you'll see all the oil on it. I couldn't actually see where I was going, hence I didn't know where to park up here. I was looking out the side window to Ian Watson, clerk of the course, going, where do I park, left or right? And he's just thinking, well, Dan Mary's in front of you. But I couldn't see Dan because the oil on my screen. but we got there. I used my side windows, a bit like drifting, and we made it around Knockhill.
A great result overall for the team, and well worth a trip up north.
I love Scotland, and thank you so much to all the fans coming this weekend. They've been amazing, and to obviously all of our sponsors, Bristol Street Motors. It's just been such a pleasure to end on a podium. There's another one too. Me and Tom, next weekend in a row, we're both on it together.
See you at the next one.
Thank you. See you next one.
We're going for a quick break now. When we come back from that, we're going to have a bit more reaction to what was a fantastic race 3 here today.
Thank you, Lou. Well, let's get the last thoughts then from Nick Homewood and Josh T on this one, because I know it's 6 o'clock and they've got the place to be. Nick, starting with you, what did you make of all the action here today?
Especially race 3, I really enjoyed that. First 2 races were, I don't know, by Knockhill standards, they were a little bit tame, but I think compared to the rest of the season, Knockhill's the race that always serves up a bit of chaos, isn't it? And we've definitely had that. So, yeah, I'm happy. And it's thrown the championship wide open again.
Absolutely. JT?
Yeah, what an incredible third race. It's been a good weekend here at Knockhill, as it always is. Other way. I think they may need some new air barriers, though, after that one. And this is perfect opportunity for the Knockhill admin to have a little bit of fun on social media and post a bill to the drivers involved in that one. But yeah, incredible racing, and that was a proper touring car race, which we used to have so many of, but now with the added of hybrid, which was meant to help, those proper touring car races are a little bit of more of a rarity.
Nick, thoughts going on to the last 3 weekends, Donington and Silverstone, and then back to Brands and the Grand Prix layout as well. Anything you think is going to happen, especially when we go to Donington on the Grand Prix loop layout?
We haven't been there in a while, have we? Did we go there last year?
Last year, but it was raining, so it doesn't count.
Oh, I remember, yeah. No, it'd be nice to see. It's a good track. And Silverstone's always fun as well. And then...
Remember race 2 last year at Silverstone?
Yes, and the iconic season finale at Brands Hatch. So, I mean, there's no point making predictions because anything could still happen, couldn't it? It could be any of the top 6 who can still win it. But that's what we like to see, isn't it? We don't want someone running away like we had last year. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Thanks, Nick. Are you diving off now?
I will be, yeah. I need to go and get some food.
Excellent. No worries. Thank you, Nick, for your company this weekend. And we'll get the final thoughts from Josh T right after we hear more from ITV. Back to Steve Ryder.
It's reverse grid race success to conclude our day at Knockhill, and what a perfect conclusion it is. It's a day in which has seen the championship table tighten up, if anything, but seeing Rob Huff win for the second time this season is a great way to finish an excellent day at Knockhill. So let's get a few reflections, first of all, on that performance from Rob Huff, a real sort of touring car driver's performance.
Yeah, you know, that had every ingredient of a top quality, top world-class touring car driver. He mounted a stern defence. He worked out where Ingram was a little bit quicker. He used his hybrid really sensibly. When the chicane opened up a little bit, he found a great line through there. It was a perfect drive. It really was an impressive drive.
And on the safety car restart, we all thought, well, that's the moment that Tom Ingram is going to really put him under pressure.
Yeah, and then Tom Chilton got involved. Yeah, Ingram was really on the back of Rob. And, you know, Rob was placing his car exactly where he needed to be, but Ingram was hungry for that win. And then we just seen Tom say there he had a bit of an issue with his brakes or whatever, but I bet Ingram's eyebrows were raising when he saw his own teammate go for a lunge for P2. But, yeah, Rob drove an amazing race. That's 2 wins now this season. He seems to either be mid-pack or winning races, no in between at the moment. But, yeah, credit to him because he's only sort of raced here a few times, one of which was last year, and has gone and won a race. So, yeah, happy for him.
Tom Ingram is naturally aggressive, but was there a moment in that race where you sort of saw him switch off and think, I'm going to bank the points and make sure I'm leading this championship as we head south again?
I don't know, you know. I think he absolutely threw everything at it. The way he was weaving behind Huff going into the first corner, Duffus, I was thinking he's going to turn himself round here. He wanted that win, and that's what we love about Tom Ingram. He's flat out. But I think it did get to a point, didn't it, where he was like, do you know what? They were risking a breakage through that chicane because I've not. That's the the hardest I've seen them hit those chicane curbs. So, yeah, there'll be some bent wishbones and some money going to RML, I think, and there'll be a few invoices flying around. It's not cheap thing to do going through there. But I do want to say, Rob Huff, I shouldn't have doubted him. Absolute world class. That was proper stuff against an angry Tom Ingram. That was awesome.
Yeah, Jake Hill led the championship briefly after race 2. He's still close to within 3 points of Tom Ingram at the top of the standings. Let's hear from Jake, who's with Louise.
Well, Jake, P12 to P5. Hard work, but worth it by the looks of it.
That was true race 3 fashion. That was, Lou. Oh my God, I'm so tired after it all, you know. But yeah, fantastic weekend for myself. You know, we came into this weekend 21 points behind Tom, and we leave it 3 points behind him. So perfect position now, prime position going into the last 3, and yeah, it's been a strong weekend.
It was, as you say, a classic touring car race. Some worrying moments. I mean, you had that coming together with Josh. Not much you could do about it, but how much of a concern was that?
No, I'm so sorry to Josh. You know, I literally had nowhere to go. You know, it's just one of those. When do you ever expect a touring car to come flying across in front of you, you know? Obviously, I saw them tangle, but I didn't see which way Josh went. And then I was focusing on Adam, went through turn 3 there, and Josh just appeared, you know, so I went to overtake him, and I think he was all gathering it up, and we just tangled. So, yeah, I'm sorry to Josh, but I really couldn't do anything there, you know. It was a bit of a messy situation.
So what are your thoughts looking ahead to the next one? We're off to Donington for our second visit there of the year.
Love Donington, you know, it'd be good. I mean, we struggled a little bit there last year. It rained, luckily, and the car's good in the rain, but yeah, looking forward to it, seeing what we've got. We've got a strong car at the moment. You know, the car's been really good the last few rounds, so just got to keep it up.
We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Well, let's confirm that championship table. Tom Ingram at the head of things once again with a 3-point lead over Jake Hill, then Sutton Camish. Colin Turkington, 54 points back. I mean, what's your judgment there? Barely in touch, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, he's in touch, but he needs 4 people in front of him to all have bad weekends. It's getting harder and harder with rounds running out, isn't it? But we do go to Donington on the Grand Prix circuit next, and that is going to help the BMWs because you've got 3 big traction zones.
Yeah, it is that kind of season, and we shouldn't complain, but nobody seems to be able to break clear, and that's what's adding to the tension and the excitement.
That's exactly what we want to see, and we've seen it many times over the years where 2 or 3 drivers have gone into the final round fighting for the championship, but we seem to be just having that consistent sort of 4 chipping away. I mean, Camish's name is still up in P4 there, and he's not really done much today. He's not had a podium or anything like that, but just consistently scoring points whilst everyone around him is having a DNF or a tough race, and he's still in the mix. And yeah, it's a season that's really heating up, and it's only going to get more exciting, I think.
And is that the regulations working, Paul?
I think so. I think the hybrid has been exceptional this year. Anyone that says any different is a liar. I think it's been brilliant. Obviously, people question it a lot. I questioned it, but now they've got it really under control now, and I think it's excellent. Look where Ingram qualified today, 15th. It's doing its business now. I think it's great.
Take a quick look at what happened to Josh Cook, and it was bound to happen in such a crowded midfield, Jane.
Yeah, it seems that it's a mid-pack sort of race. I think the incident actually started the corner before where they all got tangled up there, but yeah, down the hill, across the grass. He was trying to gather it up here, and Jake's gone for a move on the inside, but also trying to dodge everyone else, and that's where he then got a hit that ruined his rear of the car, and fortunately couldn't continue. He's obviously had a fairly feisty interview with Louise after the race, and he's not too happy. That to me, he went into that race 42 points behind the lead, and now he's behind Turkington, who's 50-something. So he's begrudged because that's potentially taken him out of that fight there.
So thoughts for Donington, and thoughts indeed for the rest of the season as well. We're on the Grand Prix circuit at Donington, which is great.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to be back there. I mean, the weather could play a part there, certainly, and Donington in the wet is very slippery. Jake's very confident, isn't he, in his car? It's in intermediate conditions the BMW can struggle a little bit. If it's purely wet, they're great, but intermediate conditions, they're not so great. But it's anyone's game, isn't it? And all these guys are going to be up there again. We're going to have great racing there.
Yeah, and then Silverstone comes next.
Yes, and that's a little bit of a short circuit again, where it'll bunch everyone back up and create great racing. And Silverstone's a circuit for me that, although it's not maybe the most exciting, it is quite good for racing because you can always get a slipstream and an overtake somewhere.
Yeah, and it all concludes, of course, on the Grand Prix circuit of Brands Hatch. In the next few weeks of British touring car action, so much to look forward to and savour.
Yeah, loads. I mean, we always look forward, don't we, to the last round. But I've got to say, we're really looking forward to just the next 3 rounds. There's all sorts of strengths and weaknesses for all these different teams and cars. I think this is going to be one of the best endings of a touring car season we've ever seen. This is looking proper.
And let's finish with a salute to Knockhill. 50 years of this great circuit. It is delivered today, not least the weather. Extraordinary.
Yeah, I'm so pleased for everybody to celebrate 50 years of Knockhill with such a wonderful day, such a top turnout of enthusiastic supporters. It's been a great day.
Yeah. Okay, Paul, Jade, Tim, thanks very much indeed. Let's just conclude by giving you a quick look at some of the action that lies ahead.
Well, that's from them as well. Thanks to ITV for their company this weekend and to Alan Hyde on the Pit Lane channel. Final thoughts then, JT. What have you made going? What's your thoughts going into the last 3 weekends of the year? As Steve said, over as well at Donington, the Grand Prix layout as well, Silverstone, and then over as well to Brands Hatch, the Grand Prix layout. Well, we'll be there.
Yeah. First of all, I absolutely love Paul O'Neill, and I absolutely love how he just called half the British touring car fan base a liar with the hybrid thing. But it was a incredible weekend. Looking forward to the final 3 rounds of the season. They're going to come quickly. Yes, there's 2 months until the end, and there's a couple of weeks for some stuff to be fixed, but it's going to be a iconic final couple of rounds. It's all to play for, and it's the chase of Colin Turkington. Can he catch up? But I don't know. I don't think, and yes, it's early to do predictions with how close this is and how this touring car season has been. I don't think we're going to see the number 1 on Sutton's car next year.
I don't think so either. Thanks, JT, for your company this weekend as well. Thanks to Nick as well. And thanks to all of you at home for tuning in. So, weekend 7 done of the touring cars. Next up, we are at Donington Park as well. You're not going to be here, JT. In the commentary box alongside me will be some new voices to the touring cars this year as we prepare for the final race of the years to come in. Thanks, JT. Thank you, Nick. Thank you all at home. What over 3 races? It was race 1 for Colin Turkington. Race 2 went the way of Jake Hill. And race 3 went to Rob Huff. Not often you get to say 3 different winners. Thanks for your company. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.